Hi, my name is Jeff Smith. Thanks for coming out today, and I got a few things to tell you guys. I remember walking up to the golf course back in my hometown, Maple Ridge, BC, a town located about 45 minutes east of Vancouver. I was on the green when I noticed about a half a dozen bees spread out dead. I don't know if these bees have been killed due to the large power lines nearby or pesticides used on the golf course. I'd always heard about the decrease in bee population, but this was the first time I actually witnessed it with my own eyes. I've chosen this topic because it is something that means a great deal to me, something that I am passionate and interested about. I want to share to you guys the importance of this issue. I have done we as people need to be proactive in preventing the increase of the dying bee population. The evidence is very clear. I have done a tremendous amount of research on this disastrous decline. It is very apparent that they are needed for so many different reasons. More people need to become aware of this worldwide problem. Today I will discuss why the bee population is decreasing, what we can do to try and save them, how and why numbers are dropping, what bees do to our planet, and how much information is out there, and action steps we can take to save them. Since 2006, beekeepers have been noticing their honeybee populations have been dying off at increasingly rapid rates. Subsequently, researchers have been scrambling to come up with an accurate explanation and effective strategy to save the bees, and in turn save us Homo sapiens from extinction. Recent harsh winters that stay freezing cold well into spring have been instrumental in decimating the honeybee population in Iowa by up to 70%, as well as other historically high-yielding honey states, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and Minnesota. In the last half-decade alone, 30% of the national bee population has disappeared, and nearly a third of all bee colonies in the U.S. have perished. Though the rate of bee population is growing each year, 42% more last year than the year before. Since the 1940s, honeybee colonies have decreased from 5 million to 2.5 million. Researchers say there could be many reasons for the decline. Everything from parasites and bacteria to environmental stress and lack of pollen. A new study, however, suggests two common neonicotinoid insecticides are not only shortening the overall lifespan of male honeybees, known as drones, but also inhibiting their ability to produce viable sperm. The male honeybees obtained from colonies exposed thiamethoxam and clothianidin were shown to have live sperm counts 39% lower than those not exposed. We looked at some of the numbers and reasons why the population is falling. Now let me tell you what bees do for our world. Bees might bring out a stinging sensation of fear in some, but the little critters play a vital role in our everyday life. Through pollination, bees help produce many of our specialty crops, like almonds, berries, fruits, and vegetables. It's estimated that bees are responsible for about 1 in every 3 bites of food in the United States. That's a crop value of $15 billion to $18 billion a year. If we do not change, it will continue to get even worse. Out of the 100 crop species that provide us with 90% of our food, 70% are pollinated by bees. It's that simple. Besides what bees do for our world, there are things we can do to try and help save them. There's good news. Even if you're not a beekeeper, there are plenty of ways that you can get involved. Lori Adams, Executive Director of Pollinator Partnership, says it is a lot like dieting. You need to make a commitment and make boring decisions over and over without applause, but eventually you will see the results. There are so many different ways we can help out and make a difference. It doesn't have to be a tremendous change or take a lot of your time. There's just a few simple things that we can do. Some of the steps that we can take are providing nesting sites. Most bees nest in ground and in wood or dry plant stems. Most bees are solitary nesters, except bumblebees, and non-native honeybees. Bumblebees have been found nesting in holes in the ground, abandoned by mammals, in openings, in stone walls, in abandoned bird boxes, and other cavities. You can provide nesting sites for native bees. Plant a pollinator garden. The most obvious need for pollinating species is the diversity of nectar and pollen sources. Consider the following when choosing the plants for your garden. Choose plants that flower at different times of the year to provide nectar and pollen sources throughout the growing season. Plant in clumps rather than single plants to better attract pollinators. Provide a variety of flower colors and shapes to attract different pollinators. Whenever possible, choose native plants. Native plants will attract more native pollinators and can serve as larval host plants for most species. And lastly, avoid or limit pesticide. Pesticides can kill more than the target pest. Some pesticide residues can kill pollinators for several days after the pesticide is applied. Pesticides can also kill natural predators, which can lead to even worse pest problems. In conclusion, more people in this world need to become aware of the declining bee population. I've outlined the need to be aware of the situation, some ways you can make a difference, steps to take once you are more educated on this topic, and I've encouraged the reason why we should be focusing more on the declining population. Would you be willing to take a little extra time to make a difference? Some of the steps my family has taken is in helping save the bee population. We planted a pollinator garden to avoid using pesticides. We have given bees a proper place to nest and do what they're meant to do. Thank you for listening.